Recording is started, but it is showing like this. Very good. Okay, so here different layers are there. So first one here it is. So OSI, it is a very important part of networking. Before OSI, there is a different network models are there. Okay, different network models are there before OSI model. Um, just like IPX, SPX, SPX, IPX, novel netware, or maybe Apple Talk. Like within an organization, people are trying to create their own network model, and they start using on it. Okay, so including there is a model called DoD model. So now we are calling that one as a TCP IP model. Okay, so that model also we are still we are using that model. Including that model also came before OSI layer. OSI is a reference layer. So OSI means open system interconnect. Open system interconnect. Uh, Very good. I thought I done mistake. Okay. It is a reference model. It is a reference model. It means we purchase a textbooks, we read a textbook kind of stuff, not reference books, right? Reference book only for referring purpose, right? So for understanding deep concept of it. Okay, so open system interconnect. Some people will tell only very big organization use OSI layers, not as small organizations. Very some places only we use it. Still, it is in research because of students will ask, no, so where we use it. So people will try that kind of answers. But thing is, OSI layer, we are not. There is no production implementation of OSI layer. It is a reference model for understanding how network is works. Important is this understand understand how network means total from end to end. Okay, how network works. It is very useful for create a network, like like a server, client, switches, routers, protocols, everything in the network. So we can anything in the network or everything in the network. So we can understand, we can able to create a network or a network protocols or functions, communications. It is very so I put a very small name, that is create a network. It means anything in the network. Either you are want to create a LAN, or you want to create a WAN, or you want to create an application, you want to create a model, server client model, like that. Okay. For understanding how network works, create a network, and very important one is troubleshooting. Okay, troubleshooting. These are the main aims of OSI model. So OSI model actually took all the previous models and they designed a simple model. It is okay. It is standardized by ISO International. What is ISO? International Organization for Standard. Okay, it is not a standard organization. It is an organization for standard standardization purpose or standardization purpose. We can use any word. Okay, so main it's not a standard organization. It will standardize this model. IEEE, there's a few names we should know. That's fine. Anybody remember IEEE? Anyone? Okay, all people are become dummies. Instead of electrical, okay, you're typing completely. Okay, electrical, electronics, or electrical and electronics, right? So engineering. It is an institute, not an international kind of. It is an institute only. Okay, we have some institute IEEE type of institutes also there, but we are not popularizing. Okay, it is a institute only. Normally we do IEEE projects, journals are there, no? So when you do some research, so we can take it from the IEEE, and also we can try in a practical way. Actually, IEEE projects means some people propose. Okay, ISTEISTR. Okay, okay. Some people propose some scientific method or model. There is some abstract they submit. So this is a kind of model, but there are not in a production part. Okay, there are not a, just as a theory. So people will take it and they make sure that its works or not. So they do try to prove the theories and all. Okay, so that is, yeah, journals. Different journals are there. So for this one also there is a chapter in that one that is called a 802. Okay, so the standards, when you talk in a networking standard, different type of networking standards are there. Okay, so one of the network standard is IEEE 802. So this is a whole standard, and there is a lot of RFCs are there. RFC means request for comment. Okay, so a lot of RFCs also there. So other name you have to IETF. IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force. This is also control your network related stuff. Okay, IETF. So that is also provide some standards and control your network kind of stuff also. So how IP should be assigned, which region like that is there. Another one is IANA, organizations behind the internet. I'm talking ICANN. Okay, so these two organizations also maintaining DNS names. What type of names should be there? Already registered name is there, new registration or IP address to name. So all these things maintained by IANA, ICANN. So regional offices are there for Asia specific like that. It is there. So you have to do it. Okay. Not only this, there is some one or two extra organizations are there. But I want to tell about IEEE 802 before there, because there is a chapter called standard kind of stuff. Okay, 802.3, it means it is a Ethernet. If your NIC Ethernet type of NIC is there, no, that standard is 802.3. Okay, very one or two points only I'm telling, not everything. The 11 represent Wi-Fi. So when you see your mobile phone, or maybe when you purchase a Wi-Fi router or a laptop, this is the Wi-Fi. A by B by G by N will be there. So you can see that one. A by B by G by N. It shows. Maybe you have seen that one. So G N A B C N like a thing. So each letter represent a frequency. speed and frequency. Wi-Fi is not only a speed; it is also a frequency. Operating frequency is there, like a 300 megahertz frequency, 2.5 gigahertz frequency, 5 gigahertz frequency. Like that frequency band is there, and the speed also there. Okay, speed of that packet. For example, I have a router. Last time I asked my service provider, can I change my internet from 50 mbps to 100 mbps? He said, no sir, we need a other one. And even I showed that one also. I have a the compatible one is also there. I sent a picture of that one. He didn't respond anything. Meantime, one day only gap is there. Next day we are about to disconnect internet. So I paid internet also. Okay, that's I didn't pay for 100 mbps anyway. Okay, so this is a keep in remember 802 means it is a standards for uh, your network related stuff. Okay, 802.3 represent it is Ethernet kind of stuff. 802.11 it is Wi-Fi kind of stuff. And actually, I created a notes. I shared some part of notes. Attendance, when I touch that one, it is showing some dangerous kind of stuff. I never took attendance these many times, 2 times a day. Usually in my previous classes, I took attendance for a 2 days one, for a 2 days one time only. Daily, if possible, if you have a time. Not much means if I forget, then I will take attendance. Only 2 days, one time in 2 days. So totally 36 members are there. Okay. This is started again. But for your batch, compulsory attendance is required because I didn't see any constant like 40 means 40, 30 means 30. Still, every time I've seen a lot of people are missing because your attendance is nothing. Maybe in a college days, we see very important for attendance and examinations and lab, right? But here it is. The first thing is you have to attend compulsory every class. Second, you have to write exam or interview thing. You have to do properly. If in case any problem is occur, your attendance become weapon to us. But keep crashing. Okay. So these are the basic things. Very to remember. I'm telling one or two points only, just for a memorizing and important wise. Okay, I'm not giving a full details. There is a lot of standards also there. For example, if you write 10 base T, it means you are using 10 MB Yes, okay, 10 Mbps twisted pair cable like UTP or STP cable you are using. Okay, 10 base T, 100 base T, 100 Mbps base speed through your ATP like this. So it means it is a 100 Mbps UTP or STP cable you are using, twisted pair cable you are using. Okay, not only this, if you are going to the coaxial cable, base 5, 5 base E like that. So F base F is there, different standards are there. So this is I'm telling common standards. Okay. Mm. Yeah, we are actually in the OSI because it will define everything about your network, and it is standardized by International Organization for Standardization ISO, and in a journal number 802 IEEE journal. So different things are there. You can also find a yourself. You can type in a Google. You can find a abbreviation on it. No need to go depth of it. Just go for abbreviations. Find out some standards. Okay, find out some standards. Already I shared some notes. That is half of notes. But better to go to one's notes. You will find lot of other standards also. Okay. Next. Already I told it is a reference model. This reference model, also called as a 7 layer model. So 7 layers are there in the OSA model. Now I'm going to write this OSA layers here. Some people know from top to bottom. Some people know from bottom to top. Some people don't know at all. So anything, it's okay here. So a lot of people think you have to write the layer 1 first and layer 7 last. Some people in a layer 7 first and layer 1 is last. Okay, so anything you can write. So I'm writing here. The first layer is not a first layer. It's a top layer is application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, um, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Okay, so these are a totally 7 layers. Each layer is like this. This is the last layer. It is a layer 1. Okay, so when you're reading it, you can do it from top to bottom or bottom to top. Depends upon your hobby, how you remember. Okay, 1 second. It is difficult like this. So copy, paste, paste, paste. So this is your layer 7, layer 6, layer 5, layer 4, like this. Totally 7 layers. These first three layers, we call it as a upper layers or a software layers. The first 3 layers, we call it as a upper layers or a software layers. Okay. Now I have a two pictures. I will forward that to pictures also. It is very easy. While I'm taking class only, I record. I put that one. Okay. So these layers are called as a software layers. So we can write software layers, or also called as upper layers. Okay. The last three layers, we call as a HA. No, no, no. Hardware layer or bottom layers. And so remind me later. Okay. So I will add your name in the picture. Bottom layer or a down layer. Okay. So important one is a hardware layer or a bottom layers. We call it as. Only one thing is important one is transport layer. Transport layer won't consider as upper layer or down layer, and actually it is considered as a software layer part only. Okay. End to end connectivity. Okay, so transport layer is a end to end connectivity. Okay, so this is your hardware layer, or actually see bottom layers. This is, we call it as a software layer, or we can call it as a upper layer. Okay, so this is how the layers for doing like this purpose. I copied this one here. Okay, so this is different layers. I think you can easily note in your book. So each layer having different purposes. So we'll see the purpose of each layer. This is my notepad. So now we don't have a time, but anybody can able to speak. Okay, actually I will ask people to read it. But I'm reading for you, guys. Lot of people are usually don't using a mic to speak. It's okay. Then you're also speak yourself, like open your mouth, type, just like speak outside, don't chant in inside. Okay, so I'm going like a OSI layers are seven layers: application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Okay, or if you have a hobby of reading from bottom to top, then you can go like this: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Guys, keep practicing, so it will give you a long term memory. It will be there in your long term memory. Okay, even myself, like first time when I was engineering, I didn't remember any layers, like it is only for examination, 4 marks or 8 marks only. Now it is become part of my life because it is, I'm a like networking trainer. Very simple, right? Hmm. Next, so we'll go to one by one layer. Application layer. Application layer involves involvement. So where is it? So why this is, I'm typing like this. Involve. Yeah, that is missing here. Okay, so application layer application involves application and protocols only. Okay, so what is this application? For example, in my system, I want to communicate from my system. I want to communicate to my destination computer or maybe a web server. So I want to open a website. What we require? I want to open a website. That is a communication, right? Internet communication, network communication. So I want to access a website. What we require? What we require to access a website? I want to access some website like this. So what I require? Yeah, we need internet, IP, of course. Very good. Yeah, very good. Browser. Okay, like this. From client side, need an application. In an application, which application? Yeah, of course. Without system, what to do? Okay, very good. Good. That is good. I need a browser to open a website, right? So that is I'm telling web browser. Okay, different type of web browsers are there, like a Microsoft Edge, Chrome. Yeah, you guys are told Brave, Safari, Opera, Firefox. Okay, these are the browsers. Okay, um, I want to access my mails, mail communication. For mail communication, of course, we are open a web browser and we are accessing the mails, but also there is an application called of course there is a one application. This is my Outlook one. So where I will send and receive the mails using an application in a client side is Outlook. Outlook is used to use it for sending and receiving mails, mail communication purpose. For example, I have a CuteFTP, okay, duck FTP, like that. FileZilla. That is also application to connect my remote to connect remote file servers. Okay, website or a web page to access, like that. So different applications are there. For example, RDP, remote desktop applications also there for to connect a remote PCs. Okay, so okay, leave it as RDP. Yeah, any consoles, your Microsoft Store is also an application to connect your remote things, right? So like that, it is there. Putty. What is the use of Putty? Putty is an application we can, by using SSH or a telnet, we can connect remote SSH or a telnet server. Okay, so for remote connection, like if I have a Linux PC, I want to communicate it to Linux PC through SSH protocol remotely. So then I use a Putin as a application. Of course, that is my side, but other side. So I am accessing a website. Okay, for example, I'm taking an example of W3 schools. W3 schools is a website. I'm looking at W3 schools web page, right? in a application. So from my side, I told from the server side, some other side, a destination side, what we require. For example, web server which provide web pages to the client. So web server, type of web servers also there, like IIS, Internet Information Service in Windows operating system, HTTP or HTTPD, Apache HTTP, tomcat, glassfish. This is enough. Okay. NGX, like that it is there. File servers like FTP, vsftp kind of servers. Okay. So mail server, mail server provider, I think so. Different application it is using, applications like Exchange. Okay, Exchange server is an application. Mm, Domino server is a thing. Zimbra is also mail server. Different applications to do mail communication purpose. Okay, like this, you can have a multiple type of applications are there in a both and client and server side. So the responsibility of application means whatever I want to access. Can I access a website in a CMD prompt? Can I access file FTP kind of stuff through Outlook? We can't do it. So it means every application is having a certain purpose to access certain things from the server, right? So like that, so we choose our applications based on that one from the client side. In a server side, is server is always provide a service, client access the service. Server provide a service, client access the service. So different type of applications in the different type of servers to provide a service. Example for mail exchange server from Microsoft, Domino servers, Domino servers, Zimbra servers, Squirrel mails. So different type of mailing servers are there. Linux, Windows, um, routers will act like a your SSH telnet remote connection things. Okay, like that. Guys, this is a little bit big one. Application layer presentation session is not much, but transport again big one. So you have to go one by one. Next, application also layer also check with your protocols. It means when I open a website, I have to use a protocol called a HTTP protocol. Then only what is your request, your server will understand. Are you asking a web page? Or you want to download you want to download a file? Or you want to get authenticated only? Or you want to access my remote desktop? Or you want a SSH connection, remote connection? So how a remote PC can understand your request based on a protocol only. Okay, remote means destination PC. Remote device or a other device, you can say, can understand user request by protocol only. For example, HTTP. So you're asking web page. HTTPS, please give me a web page. So usually HTML page means HTML format. HTML format, right? Over SSL. It means it is secured, encrypted. Data is encrypted. So then HTTPS website, the content no one knows. Content of HTTPS, no one knows. Like if you put a FTP means file transfer protocol, so you want to access that one. SMTP to send mail mail from user to server. Top 3 IMAP version 4. These are both are there for to receive a mail. So I want to take the mail from server. Okay, just like that is the mail client protocols. Okay, for example, in my system, I maintaining a time, right? So even if I shut down my PC next day, I open, so it remember my date and time, and also it will correct the date and time using a network time protocol. So generally, we don't worry about NTP server, but in our organizations, every server should synchronize with the NTP server time and time zone. So it will tell network time. So what is your request? You want a web page? Use HTTP. You want a web page or SSL? So HTTPS. You want to download a file? FTP. You want to upload a file? FTP. SMTP to send a mail or receive a mail. Okay. So SMT POP3 is usually for um retrieve mail from mail server. Okay, both are there. Okay, so retrieve or receive. So send we are using, right? So I'm using send. So then I use receive mail from the mail server. Both are same. Only small difference is there. Okay. So like this, different protocols we use in the network communication. Here in this one, so protocols, port numbers we use the networking. So usually the total subject is based on a networking only. This one protocol port numbers and all. There is a 65,000 above 65,000 change port numbers are there. Out of that one 1024 port numbers are reserved port numbers, means you can use it for a particular service purpose only. Remaining are unreserved, so we can assign to any service those things. But what are the common protocols and port numbers? We'll see here it is 80, 443, 20, 21, FTP 20, 21, SSH 22, telnet 23, SMTP 25, POP3 110, IMAP 143. Okay. NTP 123, mm, SNMP 161, 162, DHCP. Anybody remember DHCP port number? 67, 68, 53, Kerberos, TRBROS 80, 88, sorry, LDAP 389, RDP 3389. Okay, there's a few more things are there like NNTP like that. I'm not including now. So if you have any knowledge of extra thing, you can include it. Like others. Yes, you have to remember. It is very easy to remember, except one or two things. If you know the service, if you understand the service, you can easily remember. Like group them. See, this is all mail communication. This is for remote access. This is for a web access, file access. This is for remote access. This is mail communication. This is a network synchronization time. This port for monitoring. DSCP, DNS, you know. This is for authentication. Authentication protocol. What I will do, take a break, guys. 10 15 minutes. I am also getting sleep. Pure sleep I am getting.